thing I want to accomplish tonight is really understanding, number one, the why. Why are you even here? Is it because of your own health? Is it your need from that? Is it a business opportunity? It may be both. But I really want to explore that. I want to explore and help you understand how to also speak to other people, because you may never have worked with health and wellness products. You may not, but
Angeline, you have to mute, I think.
yes, a ruckus person is in the audience here.
Mom, it's Lori with you.
Lori Wicker is ruckus, causing a ruckus here. Okay, she's now muted. So anyhow, I would like to give a brief introduction to myself, why I'm even doing this with LifeWave, and to share about the company, because that is part of my why as well. But I have been in the health and beauty and wellness arena for 40 years, a little bit more probably. But I have been manufacturing clinical result-oriented skincare. You can see that in the background there for 33 years. And with that said, these products, and I was sharing with Quinn tonight, the producer, how these products were so ahead of their time with the ingredients that are in them. You can Google glycolic acid, peptides, hyaluronic acid, antioxidants, vitamin A, C, D, and E. They're all in these products, but they are the most current ingredients used in skincare today. So to me, why is that? Meaning that, why did I do that? Well, back in the day, you see this banner here and it says, well, down below it says a clean line. Clean meaning fragrance-free and lauryl sulfate-free, which is soap, and propyls, and all of those things that are in so many skincare products. This line, Novita, has not ever had any of those. So it's been a clean line from its inception in 1997. My first brand, glycolic acid, was launched in 92. I shared this because how something is put together and the quality of ingredients is all important. That truly is what sets products apart. The science and research, products, the formulas, meaning how they're put together, and the quality of ingredients. So this is a simple, safe, synergistic system of products that work for all skin types and needs, all. So from I call it age management, because anti-aging to me is 6 feet under, so from aging standpoint, acne, rosacea, it works for everything. So my heart has always been to help everybody. I say anyone from 8 to 108 who has skin. So that means everybody, kids, preteens, 20s, 30s, on and on, for all needs. So it is about helping people with their needs. And so over the years, I have been working with medical spas, doctors, medical estheticians, nurse practitioners, helping them with their programs that they are launching and using in their medical spa businesses, their luxury spas. What needs to happen?
I have to adjust the camera.
Okay. So you're watching, Lori? Very good.
There we go.
I've got my team here, girls and boys. To help me.
Woo! Okay.
But so far, kids, does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning that things have to work, but they have to work simply. Because when things get complex, people are not going to do it. They're just not. So you have to find things that work, and they have to work simply. So when I started my own luxury day and medical spa in 2005, yes, it was a luxury day spa. It was beautiful. It was elegant. We had spa attendants and knowing your wine of choice and all of those things. As I said, that basically the definition of spa is a special pampering attitude. And that's a very important piece to any business. It's about the relationship that you build with your client, your patient, your whomever. It's about knowing what they need and putting together a program for them. Does that make sense, Lori and Sam?
Yes.
Okay, so meaning that it is imperative to know that individual and what they need, their why. So meaning a person may have come to Nobita Spa Medical Rejuvenation Clinic and basically just wanted to relax. Well, amen, amen. And we would give them that. But guess what, guys? We would never have them leave without teaching them about themselves, meaning in a sense, a consultation. And so we knew how to do that. We knew how to speak to them to find out what they, not just the day of relaxation, but what was their real need and interest. And so we built that relationship with that person, and they kept coming back and back and back and back. Well, in 2018, me personally, had a challenge with my left knee. But that started years and years ago. I had been a teenager doing a cartwheel split. No one should ever do a cartwheel split. And they had to drag me off the floor. But I injured my left knee. And over time, that knee was susceptible to inflammation, so to speak. I played a lot of tennis, I skied, so that motion built that inflammation. And so about 8 years before the ultimate event, I was really challenged with this knee. It was swelling, edema, and I was using our photo light tools. I believe in photon light energy, red light therapy, there are many names for it, but we've had an infrared sauna for years. So I would work with this knee, but it was really problematic. But the summer of 18, I basically had a meniscus tear and the knee was toast. It was done. It was bone on bone. It looked like this. This is not my knee, the image of my knee, but it looked in imaging a lot like that. And so I was told by the orthopedic people that they, basically speaking, that they not only suggested, told me black and white that I needed a knee replacement. But I'm a researcher of sorts and spoke to Dr. Google, and Dr. Google said that that knee replacement, taking out my God-given patella and putting in plastic and metal, was not going to last but 5 years, maybe 10. But I'd be 5 or 10 years older. Didn't sound very logical to me, like a good plan. But also, it was a 60-40 ratio of success. 40%, and it's not going to work, and I have now plastic and metal? I don't think so. So I knew of stem cell, and so I did research again to find a practice that was working in stem cell therapy, and I had to travel, but I went to that facility, that practice, and had 1 cc of perinatal stem cell in my left knee. That was 2018, November. And so I want to say miraculously, but over time, very short time, I could walk. I had no pain, no swelling, and could walk. And people said to me, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, I had stem cell therapy. Could we have it?" Maybe. So I looked into it, saw that I could bring it in to our medical spa, and started doing regenerative stem cell. Now, this, guys, I shared this with my audience here, and you, my audience as well, is that this is my story. But you have a story as well. What led you to LifeWave and X39. Everyone has a story. But in 21, I was introduced to the LifeWave Corporation by the company that I, to this day, buy the perinatal stem cells by. They introduced me to LifeWave, this non-transdermal patch, and a stem cell activation patch. And they introduced it to me for several reasons. Number one, the perinatal stem cells from birth product do not last in your body forever. Now, we've repaired that meniscus tear in it, and it built collagen, cartilage in my patella, but it's not going to be in my body for over a year, regenerating. So this continues on what I started. So I had stem cell in my shoulder area in 20 because I was losing full range of motion. This was introduced to me in 21, and I have been using it personally ever since, as well as then sharing it with patients, but and people like yourself, and people that you're going to introduce this to. With that said, it's time for you to wear it and share it, to understand that this is not difficult, but you must wear it. But the most important piece to what it's doing with this nanocrystal technology, the center in this patch, is that it is activating GHKCU copper peptides that are in your body. Like your mom said, go out and play and get vitamin D. Well, the sun didn't create vitamin D. Vitamin D was in your body and it was activated by the sun, the same light energy. Photon modulation, phototherapy, your own body's light energy. So basically speaking, this nanocrystal technology, amino acid, salt crystals, but nanocrystal, it's very complex. It is activating the GHKCU copper peptides in your body, and they go to the brain and flood your body and activate your dormant stem cells. Dormant stem cells, you ask? Everyone has stem cells in their body. Everyone is born with stem cells. Everyone. But at 30, these specialized cells are 50% dormant. 50% at 30, yeah. At 60, they're 90, they're toast, they're done. And that is what sets up inflammation in the body and disease sets in. God never anticipated our bodies not to repair itself. And certainly to have multiple prescription drugs in your body that are conflicting with each other. I'm not saying to stop using your medication. What I am saying is that those are not regenerating. They're a Band-Aid to the condition and situation. So this patch, easy, easy, easy. Here it is on my hand. You can put it on anywhere in your body, and your body is going to do the process that I just said, meaning that the copper peptides, VHKCU copper peptides, peptides are a big deal right now. I mean, they've been in my skincare products for 25 years. They're amino acids. They're the building block of the structure of your cell. And they go to the brain and flood the body and activate those dormant stem cells. Amazing science. That's why the company in 21 introduced me to this, because he said the science is impeccable and the company is solid as a rock. Well, those as business owner and a business builder are two very important pieces to hang your hat on. You don't want to be involved with a company that is not just new, but is just a me too. This is a blue ocean product. What that means is there's nothing in the market. Nothing. There are 70 patents on this one patch. This is a 21-year-old company. And the first patch, which was developed in 2004 for the Navy SEALs, was an energy patch so that they would not get hooked on amphetamines while they were up 36 to 48 hours. And that patch was the foundation of this company. But David Schmidt, the founder of this company, knew that the body had these stem cells because he had been working in photolight energy for years. So he understood the body and he understood the energy aspect of the body. And so he spent millions of dollars of his own money and 10 years and did research with very famous research institutes on stem cell therapy and put together the X39 stem cell activation patch. But one thing I do want you to know is that this is non-transdermal. As an esthetician, done a lot of collagen patches for people. There's estrogen patches, there's nicotine patches. Those are transdermal. Non-transdermal means that they don't go into, it's not a medication. You're not ingesting it. It's activating your own body. I'm not saying nicotine patches and those others are negative. All I'm saying is they go into your own blood system. This is not. It's non-transdermal. There's no medication, there's no drug, there's no contraindication to this. That's why anyone on one drug or a plethora of drugs, of medications, it's not competing or conflicting with. So basically speaking, you have that comfort zone. As David Schmidt says, that it is for everything, for everyone, just a matter of time. Well, hey, this is real life, but meaning that people will ask you, and they will, trust me, they will. My brother has an XYZ, my sister has a, neuropathy and so forth, my, autoimmune condition, early stages of dementia, diabetes, all types of osteoarthritis, diabetes, everything, Parkinson's, on and on, high blood pressure, anything and everything for everybody, a matter of time. So what do I mean by that? Basically speaking, you have to share with your folks that you're talking to, and you folks that are new here, it's not, immediate gratification. It can be. There are many one-patch wonders that just put it on and have an immediate response. And one of our guests tonight will share something on that nature of her son-in-law. But generally speaking, it's going to take at least 3 months. David Schmidt again says, and the LifeWave Corporation, that you need to understand it's about a commitment to at least 1 month for every decade you've been alive. So if you're 70, it should be 7 months. You must understand that and get that across to people, because it is about that commitment. Rome wasn't built in a day, and that degeneration didn't happen overnight. So you need to use it and understand that even if you feel nothing, it's working in your body. It absolutely is. I'm 75. I turned 75 in August, and I have more energy today than, and I have always had a lot of energy, but very even focused energies. I had, when I started using this, I had a fungus in my toenail. It went away. I've lost 40 pounds in the last 3 years because it's taken that sugar craving away, as well as, basically balancing that my body. The operative word really is balance. But the essence, I sleep better. I sleep very, very even sleep. Very, not getting up every couple of hours and using the bathroom, the restroom. I sleep 5, 6, 7 hours straight. And then, it's just about rest and focus. So that is me. My own brother recently, who is 18 months younger than I, so we were very, like this as kids. And he has a lot of health issues. I'm not going to belabor his life story, but the point is that he recently put off, and his orthopedic surgeon agreed with him. He was going to have hip surgery, and the surgeon said, no, let's put it off, because his foot was at a 45-degree angle. 45. Visualize walking like that. And so every step he took was pulling his hip socket. Now, he had osteoarthritis, yes, no doubt about it. But as he was using the patch, his left leg and his foot started rotating to 10 degrees. So he's pretty much just walking like this, and therefore took the pressure off of his hip. And he has not, or doesn't have the immediate need to have surgery. And he said, I'm never going to have surgery. Yes, it's a big wow. But another big wow to my brother is that he had a total body meltdown about 15 years ago. He had gained a lot of weight, and he had just, really, it was a cascade of things that happened with this. But with that said, and that's what really started this going as well. But he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and he was having a lot of issues with sores that were not healing on his left leg. And recently he went to his podiatrist because he wears orthotics. And the guy said to him, Albert, do you realize that those scarring on your left leg and foot are gone? Gone. So the body wants to regenerate and repair itself. So you might say, well, man, I can't talk like you. I don't expect you to. What you need to do is wear it and share it and understand this one concept that the body, your body, his body, her body, we all have stem cells in our body. And they are, a stem cell is different than these stem cells in your body. What's really important, you don't even have to understand this, I'll just share it with you. They're pluripotent. That means that they can become any kind of cell that is needed. That's why they regenerate the heart, the brain, the XYZ, because they become what the body needs. They are smart cells. And so basically, we all have stem cells in our body. So what you need to really know is that, and why is a kid at, whatever age gets cut in their hand, and then, like the next day it's gone, but I might get a cut in my hand and it takes weeks, and it's like neosporin and knot and so forth. Why? Because my body doesn't have any stem cells active that are going to do the wound healing. So that's what this does, guys. It activates your own stem cells that are dormant. That's really what you need to know. That this is simple. That's why I talked about the simple, safe, synergistic system of skincare. That's for anyone from 8 to 108 who has skin. Gotta have skin to use the skincare. But this is the same difference. Meaning that is for everybody. They're patching kids with autism and ADHD. And so it's not just for broken down Chevys my age. It's for sports athletes. It's for anybody. You can use it in preventative, not just after the event has happened, like myself. It's about you being the best you that God has created. So, Angelina, is anyone with us tonight?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you
Yeah.
well. Is anyone there?
We have Dolores on, Leonard on,
And that's
virtually with us. And then, yeah, Dolores and Leonard, hello.
Hey, great. And Leonard,
You'd like to unmute and say hi?
welcome, Leonard and Dolores. And Leonard, Julie Craig mentioned that you might be coming on. And before I open it to my guests here at Noviton, Georgetown, you live in the Austin area?
Yes, I'm in Pflugerville.
Wonderful. So soon you can bring folks here and we can meet you and, go from there and help you build your business. Have you started patching yet? I know that
No,
Calvin introduced you to X39.
I have not. I'm just here to get more information.
Good, good. Now, did I help or did I confuse?
A little of both.
Okay. So ask away, ask your question, because there's no question that is not a great question.
Well, I'm really not in a position to know what to ask. It's like
Okay,
I
that's a
don't
fair-
know what I don't know. So
Okay, fair statement.
Mhm.
So what I would suggest, Leonard, truly, is, but I think truly suggest is to contact Calvin and buy a sleeve. A sleeve means a 30-day supply and try them. That is what I would suggest. Now, do you have any overt challenges?
Well, my main challenge is I've got osteoarthritis in the left knee.
Okay, so similar to me,
Yeah, it's
right?
bone on bone right now.
Right. So we're left knee colleagues. And so what I would honestly share, and again, I said this, you can put it anywhere. Now, because there are patents, the manual that comes with these 30-day supply shows that, to put it on the top of the spine, the base of the spine, or below the belly button. The reason that is because again, when you're applying for a patent, you have to be consistent. But as David Schmidt says, Leonard, he's my Shell's answer man. He's a brilliant scientist and a wonderful man. And I'll get your, you can text me your phone number and you can put in the comments, okay? And
Okay.
I'll send you some information personally. But anyway, David Schmidt makes
you.
it very clear, of course, David Schmidt makes it very clear to put it anywhere. And furthermore, to put it where you're having a challenge. So when you get your patches, put it on your left knee area. And, but again, irregardless of where you put it, it's going to work. Okay. So meaning even with your left knee issue, if you put it on the top of your spine, the base of your spine, it's still going to do that activation of your dormant stem cells. Okay.
All right.
And the other piece that I truly want to impress upon everyone, that people will say, well, is this a placebo? Well, you cannot patent a placebo. And this, as I said, is a 21-year-old company. And it went from when I first was introduced to X39 and LifeWave in 21, which is on my hand, it was a $20 million company. It is now over a $600 million company in these 4 years. That's a 3,000% growth. And I don't know what you do, guys, but no business can grow 3,000% in 4 years if it doesn't work. So I just highly, more than suggest, I just say, try it. You have nothing to lose, Leonard, and it truly will change your life. It truly will. It truly will. Angeline, and so our other guest name is? My best friend.
Dolores. Dolores is here as well. Dolores Miss Savage. Hello.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Dolores, how did you get the link to the Zoom tonight?
Well, I have been best friends with Lori there for, I don't know, we're in our 60s. So
Okay.
met her in first grade. So
Excellent. Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Where do you live, Dolores?
I'm in Illinois,
Okay.
Lockport, suburb of Chicago. And my challenge, because I had a right hip replaced,
Okay.
it's my left hip right now. And I am going to physical therapy right now for it, to try to strengthen it and kind of see where we're going to go with it. But it is, osteoarthritis.
Yes.
And, so we'll see. I'm excited. I am willing to try it.
Right. That is what I would say as well to Leonard and you, Dolores. Again, you have nothing to lose, but I have a question for you, Dolores, because it helps others. So when did you have the hip replacement?
I had the right hip done in 2024, and I don't know,
so less a year ago. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And how in general did that go for you?
It was really well. I had physical therapy before the surgery and of course after the surgery. And, I felt good, I thought it was my knees when I went in, and he's like, nope, you need 2 new hips. You have, you have arthritis and you have no cartilage there.
Yes.
And, so I was like, okay, great. And, he's like, which one do you want to do first? And I said, well, the right one's bothering me more, even though the left one was, had less cartilage to it. So, but I also, I have high blood pressure, cholesterol, all of that as well. So, I'm trying to manage that, and it would be nice to not take any of those.
Exactly. Yes, Dolores. Well, then, so let's approach it from a multi-pronged situation, as you just said. Surgery is surgery. As I mentioned, in 2018, when I was facing that same situation, surgery is surgery, and I really did not want the downtime, the risk, or the physical therapy, meaning the lengthy post. And so that's why I opted to do the perinatal. Now, again, in this clinic where I'm standing, I now am really highly suggesting people to not have perinatal, to be honest with you,
Mhm.
to do this first, to see how, from a result.
Right.
And the reason is, though, multiple. One is cost and other factors, but the other is what you said. Systemically, you have other things going on. And if we can approach it from a systemic standpoint, how fantastic would that be? I
Right.
mean, from a cholesterol and other things that people are dealing with. And the residue or residual effect, so to speak, from medication. So, but from an osteoarthritis, it's amazing. So Lori will, certainly share with you and she may have already done so, but we do a lot of, this is, here in my clinic, but we're part of a great group that is here to support and help. And Leonard, I'm sure Calvin has said the same thing, that, we are here to help you, not just to build a business. I mean, if you don't want to do that, that is fine. But what does happen, it's just like my brother, when people who, and he lives in Eastern Tennessee, when people at church, in town, his friends and so forth see that he's, let's use the word delayed or put it, not going to have it right away, but also the scarring, and he's not in pain and he's walking well, not, with a cane, that type of thing. People say, what the heck have you done?
Yeah.
I mean, you're so overt. And so he said, well, I use it, type of thing. And so basically it's really, as I keep saying, wear it and share it, because that is what's going to happen, is people will ask you, bless you.
Thank you.
People will ask you, Dolores and Leonard. They will. They will. Angeline, I would love you to share your testimony, because it's, and also your husband, your experience with LifeWave and the patches, and then we'll talk to
Yeah,
our
let me
guest.
get to a spot where it's not as loud. Give 1 second.
Okay. Angeline, just to give you a little backstory, Leonard and Dolores, Angeline is, as I call her, a very bright, talented electronic genius. So she does a lot of my, producing and work, and we do a lot of virtuals and different things. But with that said, when I started opening this up, so to speak, with folks like Angeline, and Lori and Sarah and Quinn and people that they love, because that is what happens. You share it, you wear it and share it. So Angeline, though, had several life incidents happen, and it really, I mean, she's a young gal, but these life incidents that she will share really created the necessity to, pay attention and to use the X39. How are we doing with video?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. I just
Okay,
kind of gave a little backstory to your cataclysmic dynamic that happened, around the time that Jeremiah was born. So
Oh
start.
yeah, that was crazy times. You can't see me because I'm outside. I stepped outside, but maybe the light can kind of see me now with one of my mom's what do they call them?
Oh,
With the
lanai,
sun,
the lanai outside.
the sunlights.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm just holding it close to me. Um, the solar lights on the ground. Anyways, so hi, I'm Angeline Moore. I'm 40 years old, and yeah, when my fourth son was born, Jeremiah, it was super crazy, and I was also about a year or so before that, I was diagnosed with fibroids. So there was a lot of already risk in the baby, in my pregnancy, and monthly, I was just always super exhausted anyway. So after postpartum was just even worse. I had to take a bunch of iron infusions, and it's just been a roller coaster. And then my husband, with his accident, um, literally 2 or 3 days before the baby was born, where I had to go into a C-section, he had a near-death experience and then had to have like 10-hour surgeries on his elbow, on his shoulder. So he was having a lot of residual pain from his surgeries. And Megan's been talking about this incredible, stem cells for a while. And she has her incredible spa in Georgetown. And I was trying to convince him, maybe we will go get you a shot of stem cells. And he thought that was weird. And then Megan kept talking about the patch, and I was like, okay. And so as I watched her continue to grow in it, because she's been doing it for years, and she's mentioned it here and there, but she really started getting into it at the beginning of January, or beginning of 2025. And so the end of February, I jumped in, and right away, I could already tell the difference as I started patching. And I used to have to call out of work all the time. I would use my PTO time to just stay in bed, and my monthly cycle just literally had me completely not able to do anything. And my husband knew it. Like, I was just miserable and exhausted. And after a few months of patching, I was fine. And I'm like, all right, awesome. Then, life be life in. And I fell off of my auto ship, which never again. But I noticed right away that all the things came back, because my energy dropped again. The pain I was, I was used to pop ibuprofen pills all the time, like constantly, like candy. And I didn't do that when I was patching. So I was like, nope. I was 1 month off of the patch, never ever again. I'm back on. It's been night and day difference. I love the supporting patches as well as X39. And I think this company is just super incredible. I'm so grateful for Megan and the whole This Is It team. And I cannot wait to continue to grow this with you, because we are going to be making some kingdom waves. I can't wait.
Amen. Do share with our guests about a little bit more about Ryan, your husband, and his pain mitigation, post that almost near death
Yeah.
tragedy. He fell off a crane, guys.
He,
is
he
what
so he
happened.
works in the crane industry, and he was on a 10-foot, I don't know, platform doing some work. It shifted. He had to literally jump and landed on his right hand side. So there was 10-hour surgery on his shoulder, 10-hour surgery on his elbow, and it, like, he has like the most gnarly scars. But the residual pain from having all those surgeries in those areas is, he wakes up, he's just uncomfortable. And since I've been patching him, it's reduced. He doesn't take any pain medicine. He doesn't ask for it. He is sleeping way better throughout the night. Used to wake up in discomfort or wake up in discomfort. And for me, because prior to me patching him, he was very the doctors, my father-in-law, we were all concerned about his snoring, and we thought maybe he might have sleep apnea, but he did not want to go on that machine, the CPAC machine. He's like, I'm not doing that. And that has severely reduced. Like, I'm not even concerned about his breathing at night anymore. His snoring is not like I can't sleep and I'm like throwing pillows at him to try to shut him up anymore. It's been like just a soft lull. Like, he's still snoring, right? Because his body is still healing and has a lot of regeneration to do, and reactivation and awakening. But it's been night and day. And then a testimony about my niece and my sister. Is that okay if I share, Megan?
Please, no, I was going to ask you to.
Oh my gosh. So my niece, she signed up as a brand promoter, and she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And she also high anxiety, high, I don't know, bowel or like digestion issues all the time. She was always feeling like,
Diverticulitis and that type of thing.
I think so. I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah. So it, like, it was always just like she didn't want to eat much, or she would feel sick if she ate, and it was just always up and down. And I think a lot of it was a lot of medications that she on. But ever since she started patching, she's like, my appetite's better, My sleep is much better. She's like, I don't have this nausea all the time anymore. She knows that she just feels so much better and so much energy. And then my sister last year was diagnosed all around the same time as I was pregnant with this high risk pregnancy. I get this, call, and my sister was diagnosed with craniopharyngioma, which is a rare brain tumor. And I got charged as her health surrogate, and it has just been a hard year watching her, taking her to doctor after doctor, picking up prescription after prescription, and she's on these different medications, which
Say it
that's what
again,
I love about the
prescription
patch.
after prescription.
Prescription after prescription, and she hates taking any kind of medications. So that was a challenge in itself, making sure that she stays on them. And she was always still nauseous. She was always just lethargic. She's just her the tumor has impacted her memory and stuff. So that's still a work in progress. But ever since I started patching her, finally after like all her blood work was all over the place, they put her on these like high cholesterol stuff, and after they're saying she had inflammation here and there, and they started sending her to more specialized doctors even after the two chemo treatment pills that she was on, those side effects of those pills was causing all these other things. And I was like, I can't have this, because I was going to wait. But because this patch is non-dermal, I was like, you know what?
Not
This is going to help
transfer.
her. I need her to be better. I know I've been wanting to patch her for months. And I was like, I put it on her. Even my mother, talking to her on the phone, she's like, what is going on with Bianca? She seems brighter. She seems more awake. And she's told me I feel more energized. I feel more alive. I feel better. I don't feel nauseous all the time. I'm having less symptoms, right? Her memory we're still working on that. Her emotional, we're still working on all those things. And she still has to see some specialists, but I can't wait to get her next blood work done, because we just got a whole panel right before I started patching her until afterwards next year when they're going to do another full panel on her. So I know that that blood work's going to come back just
Yes.
so much better. And I'm just so blessed to have this technology in my life, and I cannot wait for it to be in everyone's hands. So
Amen.
that's
Amen.
me.
So
Excellent.
the essence, ladies and gentlemen here, and Leonard and Dolores, is that one of the things I really want to crystallize with what Angeline shared is she was on it for 1 month, and then she has 4 boys, by the way. Yes. The youngest is a year old. The oldest is 17 or 18. So the point is she's a busy gal with a full-time job. So with that said, she 1 month and she saw a tremendous difference, and she got, waylaid. So that's the point of commit to it, for that 4 months at least, but had, because she's just 40. And so the point is that it's not a placebo, it's not a one and done, it's a commitment to work with, to use, and you will transform your life. It will transform your life. The people you love, one of our very, very important people in our whole team, Brittany, had Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition, and she started patching last March 24. And when you have, on medication, like Angeline said, you do panels of blood work every 4 or 5 months, 3 to 5 months. And she had a panel done after about 4 months of patching, and her numbers were even. And the doctor said, why are you doubling up on your medication? And she said, I'm not. And she is no longer taking thyroid medication that she had taken for years. So Dolores, that's what I want to share with you and anyone else that, is listening, is that basically speaking, it's for everything, for everyone, just a matter of time. And you just need to use it. So I did want Lori to share about a few things. So yeah, why don't you come over here? I think that's easy. Yes, this is Lori Wickard, and Dolores just mentioned Lori. And Lori's a dear friend, and she and I have been, doing life together for quite a while. And with that said, she knows, meaning she has been in Novitar many, hundreds of times, and knows that I've been using this patch for many years, but as Angeline inferred and I shared also, I just knew as I knew I was really doing a disservice by not sharing with people. And so that's when I just decided I was going to open the door to everyone and speak about it. So Lori then came to me or said to me, I'm going to start using these. So you share your story.
So, I've known Megan for a few years now, and of course, when Megan has something incredible, Megan is going to share it. And I was blessed to find more information about X39. We a conference over here in Round Rock by the wonderful This Is It team, and I was in. Just going and listening to all the stories, just like testimonies you're hearing today. It was just so powerful. And to see grown men cry over their mothers, their older mother has gotten her memory back. And so I am 60 years old and I really don't have underlying conditions. So what Brittany, the team at This Is It, they were passing out some samples. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Meaning what patch?
Yeah.
I just said,
Yeah.
here's a patch.
Yeah. And
We'll see you here Friday night.
Say it again.
okay, I got a couple of patches and I was going to use these on my son-in-law. My son-in-law is 32 years old. He is a soccer coach. What I've learned about soccer coaches, they play even in pain. Nothing stops them. And so I couldn't wait to get those patches onto Henry. And so I went over to Henry's house and I asked Henry, I have something for you. He's heard me talk about it. And he pointed to where the pain was on his knee. And Henry probably had just about as bad knee as you and would need surgery, but cost and so we went
involved.
I put the patch on. He said, Henry, point to the pain. We put it directly on that pain. Now that was at 8:30 at night. I went home and I couldn't wait for the next morning to come. I mean, it's up one patch wonder, could be 3. I told him could be 4 months. And so my son-in-law didn't know he could text me, but at 1:18 in the morning, that morning at 1:18, he texted me a picture of his knee, but he said he could feel the inflammation going and he said, this works and I need more. And so I didn't get the text till the next morning. And I'm reading it, I'm using him almost like my guinea pig. And I said, Henry, what are you feeling? What? And he said, I am standing on one foot without pain. And so he's the hardest challenge is to keep Henry using them. And I've explained it, it's a process. But he then 2 weeks later went out to play soccer with a bunch of doctors and executives, and they noticed his playing. They knew something, and he had a band around his knee for support, and so they couldn't see the patch. And he reveals it when they were asking, and one of the doctors knew of the patch because his patients have been asking him. So they're interested in now for their patients because they actually can see Henry's playing is outstanding, of course. But so that's what I experienced. He's on the patches still. He had a little bit of back issues, and I gave him an LifeWave, which is an instant pain relief. And, we did the clock method like David suggested and followed that. And he's quite happy with them. So that's, and now I do use it because I sleep. The sleep, everyone talks about it. But until you go experience the sleep, it's incredible. And they kept talking about the clarity, which I really didn't understand that. But when you do feel the clarity, oh my goodness. I'm a high energy person as well. And I get up early, 3:34 in the morning, and I am running the whole entire day. So it's wonderful. I've lost some weight. on it, and I can't tell you, I feel wonderful.
And she just started in September, guys.
Yeah, I did. I
Yes.
just started in September. That's right.
Because the
that's right.
event that she spoke about was in July,
July.
and that was when
I did.
Henry used the
Yeah,
patch.
that's right.
But you personally
That
started
is
this
correct.
in September.
And it's
so-
wonderful.
So we're gonna see Miss Lori.
Yes.
You know, as David again calls it, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversal.
That's right.
And so, you know, I just know, as I know in my own personal life, I will never stop using it because why would I? Someone asked me
That's right.
recently about, well, how long do you use it and what happens after? But how long do you use it? And I said to this person, well, do you put oil in your car? And they went, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, and if you didn't,
Yeah.
if you didn't put oil in your car, what would happen?
Right.
The engine would seize. So the thing is that it's about the, you know, you and the quality of your life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It is. Now, Leonard did, and I think you're still here because I did hear someone speaking. Are you still here?
I'm still
Leonard's here, and also Calvin Zanders has also
Oh, good.
joined us.
Oh,
Hello,
good.
Calvin.
Okay, excellent. So, hi, Calvin. Hi, Xander. Now, Lori, stay here for a second. No. So, so basically, Leonard, when she was sharing about her son-in-law and his, because I don't know how old you are or anything more than what you shared, but with that said, does what you've been hearing tonight, does this help you see a little bit more of the reality of what we're speaking about?
Yes, it opened up a little more understanding to what the product is capable of doing.
Good.
Just for me, I'm still in the investigative stages right now.
Sure.
Just trying to understand, you know, because there's a choice that, you know, I'm eventually forced to make, right? Either knee replacement or some other alternative type of treatment. So that's why I'm here, really, to investigate.
Absolutely.
You know what helped me was I worked in labor and delivery in Chicago, and I wanted to see what the doctors were saying. And there are on This Is It website, there are doctors after doctors, and one of them was Dr. Leland.
Mhm.
And I went even to the clinic via Google, and he has a podcast that he interviews the founder of LifeWave, David Schmidt, and I found that incredible. Now, there was another one last night
Oh, yeah.
that was powerful as well. So they talk a little bit, maybe it's a little detailed and
More scientific.
more scientific, but that's what I wanted. I couldn't understand all of it, but I didn't have a medical degree. But I will tell you that they're all saying the same thing.
Right.
They're all saying the
It's
same.
about the credibility.
That's
It
right.
really
The
is about,
credibility.
it really is about that.
Yeah.
And one of the things you just said, which is very important, you said, I have to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I said earlier that folks call here, and Calvin has been here many, many times. And so I do a lot of consultations. And what I now am saying to people, Leonard, just like yourself, try this first, versus having them have the regenerative stem cell. Try this first, because you're going to be using it anyway, because all of our patients, honestly, Leonard and Calvin, that all I've been doing regenerative stem cell injections with my clinic since 2019, and every patient uses the X39 post their treatment. Now, instead of saying, okay, let's schedule your the procedure or the injection, I say, try this first. Because if it can help you, which it will, then you can possibly not invest that. I'm not saying you shouldn't have regenerative stem cell, but what I'm saying is this will help everything for everyone a matter of time.
Patience.
It's
Yeah.
just
Everyone
that.
speaks of
And
it. It's cheaper.
Well,
Cheaper
that
than
is what I
today.
was going to say.
Yeah.
And so for the
Cafe latte
comparative,
per day.
the comparative versus a regenerative stem cell procedure is, it doesn't even compare. Price wise is what Sarah's saying.
There was a physician, Dr. Jones, 2 weeks ago. They had interviewed him and he had a stroke and was going to PT. His wife was an OBGYN, very, very wonderful man. He said he had paralysis on one side, he was speech therapy, and he had started patching, and it was 6 months.
Yeah.
And he said, I am 67 years old and I just cleaned out my 3-car garage by myself. You know, I mean, it's really incredible. It's really incredible. So it's worth a try. It really,
That's it.
it will change your life. And it's such a small $99 or
An
less than,
investment.
yeah, an investment. That's right.
Yourself, into
That's
your
right.
life.
It's hard to not share it.
So Calvin, would you share your testimony or your experience or your mother? Because we shared, like Lori shared about Henry's experience and now continuing to use, and furthermore, his colleagues have noticed.
Yeah.
His playing ability.
Yes. Oh,
They have
the
noticed.
doctors.
And yes, and their physicians. But anyhow, would you share, Calvin, about your mom? Hello.
Okay, I was trying to get off mute. I'm sorry about that.
So Angelina's the keeper of, I can't see you, so that's.
Yeah, no, I apologize, but I
No
was
worries.
walking and trying to work out at the same time and listening.
Okay.
So I was doing multiple things. But yeah, Leonard, what I did is my mother has some mobility challenges, and she also has a kind of early onset of, they said, kind of Alzheimer's like condition. So I thought I would try to patch with her. And so what I wanted to do was to give her an opportunity. She went on for a vacation and she came back with me. And that was in July. And so in August, we started to patch with her. And I was simply seeking to see if it would help improve her mobility. And it has. She seems to be getting around, transferring from chair to using a walker a little better, transferring from the walker to the bed. She's doing that better. And this past week, and I had to go out of town. And so we had the caretaker coming in. There were a couple of days, she left her sitting out in the chair where she sits most of the day. And she was able to walk and take herself back to the room with no problem. So just using this patch, it seems like it has really helped her mobility. Now, it hadn't cleared everything up, but it seems to have helped her mobility. As far as I'm concerned, Julie actually invited me to come, and I was having some post-surgery challenges with sleeping and memory recall. And so I tried the patch, and I was really, at the time, just wanting to improve my sleep, because I was getting 2-3 hours of sleep, not a whole lot, and then still trying to work from home. And I found myself by the end of the day just being exhausted.
When this goes off at 8 o'clock, I'm probably going to take the garbage out and the recyclables.
Okay, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, for me, after trying this for maybe 3 weeks, I started noticing that my sleep improved. And so I was able to go from 2 or 3 hours of sleep up to 5. And right now I'm at 6 or better.
Okay, that's good. That's a market improvement then.
Absolutely. Mhm. Mhm. And I also want to point out, with both he and his mom, it's only 3 months. I mean, so again, it's about the body regenerating itself. And we're not all, Henry's that one night, in 5 hours or whatever it was. But truthfully, I mean, I could go on, not truthfully, but factually, I could go on and on about people that I have encountered and worked with for these 4 or 5 years. And it's just dramatic, so it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Dolores, do you have to leave? I think so.
No, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay, good. I just wasn't sure because we heard someone, I just wanted to say if you had any further questions, if you needed to leave. Because you're in, you're in Central. You're in,
Yes.
yes, you're in Central as well. So we're all in Central. By the way, I do want to share, it's a quieter night because online as well as here, because there's a big convention. The LifeWave conference is in Anaheim starting Thursday, and a lot of people have actually left. And so that's why there's fewer people with us tonight. But it's power in who is here, Leonard and Dolores, meaning to, hear the testimonies of people and what has transpired for them. But Lori, also, I want you to share about your colleague who has a chronic issue,
Yes.
has a chronic issue. And this is important because, and this is the reason I want to highlight his situation is because, and you already may have encountered this, Calvin, but the doubting Thomas, let's just put it that way, the doubting Thomas.
I have a colleague, he called me a snake oil salesman, but very, very dubious. He has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and a lot of eczema, a lot of psoriasis, diabetes. I'm trying to think, the list goes on and on. High blood pressure he's on. I've never seen so many medication bottles in my entire life. And he we had chemo, another round of chemo. He's had this for about 13 years. And this chemo really did do something to his skin. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen a white, flaky body in my life. And so with talking with Megan, there's Eon, another a patch, another
Let me just say that,
Yes.
that Angeline
Yes.
heard that she loves the support patches as well.
support.
So let me just say this, that X39 is the master switch. Everyone needs to start with X39 because it turns on those dormant stem cells. And the other support patches work back to the need. And Eon is for inflammation and building the immune system. So go ahead.
Yes, so finally, I think he was to the point where he just was ready to try something. And I had been telling him over and over and over what I'm hearing on Testimony Tuesday. So I patched him almost 8 weeks ago, right when I started.
Yes, right when you did.
And that was X39. And then we ordered, then we got Eon, and then two X39s and an Eon. And I told him, next order, we're going to do Alovita. Alovita.
Which is for the skin specifically.
Collagen. And so I saw him a few days ago, and I couldn't even believe what I had seen. His skin is still red. There's still some flaking here and there, but it is almost 50% better. And he, living with himself, he can't really see that as much as I do, but I was shocked. I said, oh my gosh, your skin. He has open wounds on his feet because of the diabetes and because of what he's been through with the chemo. And I told him to put the X39 here and put one Alovita on one side and Eon on the other. The Eon is for inflammation, and he has autoimmune issues, and he's feeling it. He can sleep better. He's when I have to get on a business call in the morning, he's the clarity. I can hear it.
Yeah.
I just can't get over it. It would take him 2-3 hours in the morning, waking up, his eyes weren't working, so anyway, that's so huge improvement.
The reason I wanted Laura to share about this gentleman is because it's more than any of us, he has a very complex and compounded thing going on. When I say thing, meaning one thing leads to the next, and all of the medications that she referred is compounding the challenge.
One of the other things he had, this really, this was wonderful. He has had essential tremor since it was a hereditary from his father since his 30s, and he's been on what was he on? Something, clonazepam or something. And he has taken this for 30 years. And it got so bad, maybe during this chemo session, that he couldn't have soup. It was just like this. It was terrible. And the food would just be all over. And so that was a surprise. I said, hold out your hands. I noticed it. And he held out his hands. And for the first time I've known him in 8 years, they were almost
Correct.
that was so yeah. Yeah.
Do not move.
That was so
overnight.
that was
Yeah.
he didn't even notice it.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
The peanut gallery is saying
Yeah, they,
overnight.
that's right.
Yeah.
It was the fastest, but
So it's really, guys,
yeah.
you know, because again, back to this gentleman, the medication that people are on compounds so much of what's going on, and the body, yes, Quinn, and the body cannot regenerate and repair, and they're really more of a placebo, and they're adding to the challenge. So all we say is try it.
He's off for 3 meds, for night meds, 3 night meds. 'Cause he had night meds and day meds. All 3 of them he's off. And I'm going to his dermatologist and I'm also going to his neurologist with him. I told him I wanted to go. And I can't wait. I can't wait to share this with them because he has tried every single $120 potion, foam, lotion to get rid of this. And it is nothing. I just can't
It's
believe it.
systemic.
It's all systemic, right? So anyway.
So
Thank you for
guys,
letting me share.
basically, that is really the essence of what, you know, we want to share this evening with you. And furthermore, if you have any other questions, no, we're here. We're not leaving. That's we just want to get the most important points is that it is the body. As I said, to me as an esthetician, a medical esthetician for 35 years, the fact that this is non-transdermal is really big because it's not competing or conflicting with anything that you are taking or using. Therefore, the body can repair itself. And then, like Brittany with her
Heat-seeking
synthroid and so forth, it can, the heat-seeking missiles. Yes, the pluripotent, meaning the heat-seeking missiles, the stem cells become what cell it needs to repair. That's the extraordinary thing. That is, to me, also the extraordinary thing about it. So,
Could I share mine?
yeah.
I
thought you said you didn't.
changed my mind.
So this is Quinn. This is Lori's son,
Hi.
handsome son,
She was my mother.
and she was your mother.
She's my mother.
She is your mother.
It was just up there.
And he is my producer as well as Angeline, and he does a lot of things with me. But this is Quinn Wicker.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Quinn. So I have actually only taken it once. I've only put it on.
I take it and used it.
Mm-hmm. So
free sample.
yeah, I got a free sample. I wore it that night. I think I put it on at like 8 o'clock. I wore it. I don't think you're supposed to sleep overnight. I think.
Oh, it's you utilize it. It doesn't matter night or day, but it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Okay, I ended up. I probably wore it for like 16 hours, too long. But no side effects or anything. I know I'm young. I don't mean to say that because last time I said that, people were whatever. I'm young, and I haven't had like any serious pain in my life, but the only time I felt a serious like it was overwhelming. But I used to play football, and this one time I blocked really hard. I used all my force, and I felt a pop, and my arm just went limp. It went completely gone. No, I could not use it at all. Nothing. And it was like this it was in pain. Man, I tried moving it. It was like this for 20, 30, even longer.
Right?
I tried. Even I went to like a football when I was in football, they had like a therapeutic person, and they would have me hold a 1 pound weight like this. It didn't do anything. I did that for like 2 months. That didn't do anything. But anyways, I ended up wearing that for probably like 16 hours. And a few hours in, I noticed this area was not numb, but it was an odd feeling. It was a tingle. It was like a tingle. It was like a feeling like it was working. It was working. It was you could tell. And it was specifically up here. It was specifically like in my arm. But yeah, that's really it. I don't know much besides that. It was. And still, even now, I can still feel that click. So, I got to get on it like she's on it.
Excuse me. Oh, I know what you're going to say. But I do want to have you share, Quinn. is again, back to the 12 hours on, 12 hours off. It does not matter whether it's day or night. It's just, and do not, fret. Oh my God, like he said, I've left it on. Trust me, I've forgotten to take it off myself. But the other day, Quinn called me and asked me,
I did.
he was house sitting and there was a dog there that was wailing from
Dog got 8 teeth pulled out, or 9 teeth. Poor dude. They were rotting, but in one go, they took out like 9 teeth. And he was there, he was like, ah! And he was in pain. Horrible. He was being, oh guys, I'm telling you, if you listen to this dog, you'd feel so bad. Poor guy was in pain. So I ended up, I called Megan. I was like, okay, before calling Megan, I called my mom and I asked her if, what did I ask
The
you?
patch,
Did I ask you about the
do you have
patches?
anything? And I said, the patches are supposed to work.
Yeah.
People
So
are talking about it.
yeah, I ended up going home. I got a patch. I went back because I'm watching this lady's house. So I went back over to put it on her dog, right? He has fur everywhere. I was thinking, dang, I'm not even going to get a skin connection. There's no way it's going to happen. So I called Megan and I was seeing, I asked her, does he need to also have a skin connection, right? Because of course, I mean, simple, basic.
Well, it has to stay on.
Yeah. But so I ended up, I actually, it took me a while. I had to fiddle through that hair. I had to get in there. I made a little spot. I put it on there, and I just left it. I left it for too long. Actually, I left it for like a day and a half again. But the next day he was noticeably. Listen, I'm not going to give it all credit because he was improving. This was like the second or third day after it, so he was improving. But the biggest improvement I saw was probably up to that next day. Next day, he ate over half of his food, which he hadn't ate anything the day prior. Definitely a big thing, I'd say. And he was just noticeably,
Happier.
he seemed, a little happier. He seemed like he wasn't in complete agony all day. Because prior to that, all day he was just, poor guy was, he was so sad, and I could tell he was in pain. Yeah.
So as they
Thank
say, thank you. As they say, and for your dogs, your horses,
Yes.
right. And living human, like I said earlier, with the skincare, anyone from 8 to 108 skin. So meaning everyone and animals have stem cells. So the point is, guys, use it. Use it. Try it, share it. And like, again, your dog, your cat, it's amazing. It's just a gift from God that I feel personally, I'm just talking about myself, that my heart, and I shared a little bit, Calvin, you asked him for a copy of my book. I told you to go to my link tree, as Angeline calls it, my sparkle tree. Go to propel.megandemartino.com. You might put it up, Angeline, or in the comments, but propel.megandemartino.com/info. And my book is there. My audio book is there. And I share that only because my passion is creating, my purpose is you. My purpose is to help you with products, services that truly do make a difference, and helping you to actualize your dreams, goals, and aspirations. It's truly why I'm here on this planet. I know it. And I feel so blessed that I listened to the Holy Spirit last November when I
I'll
heard,
take out the garbage.
when I was taking out the garbage, that
Gotta be taken out tonight.
I know.
but that basically I was, minding my own business, not taking out the garbage, but minding my own business. And I heard you're doing a disservice, meaning not sharing this with everyone. And so if, we all of us, it's not just few people here, a few people there, we all need to be our own health advocate. And for, like I mentioned earlier, children are being patched with autism who never spoke, never. We will guide you to an app that gives you amazing testimonies. You can go there. Calvin, you probably have this already, but if not, you go to Tim. Well, I'm not going to give it because you have to be a brand partner. But the point is, there's so much information. There's so much support. I've never worked with a company ever, and I've worked with many, that has such a professional customer service department and a support team. Never. So, and Sarah is concurring, because they're both learning. They're both building their businesses. It's not easy. I've been doing this for a lot of years, building businesses. So the, the program is so duplicatable because it just simply works.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So Dolores and Leonard are,
There's quite a few now.
oh, really? Okay.
Calvin.
Calvin, absolutely. And who else has joined us? Angelina's with baby and mama.
Dolores, Angeline, Calvin, and Leonard.
Okay, so the same, you guys, the same
Same
team.
team.
Yeah, good. So guys, as we get ready to close, are there any other questions, thoughts, comments? I love comments, good or bad. I mean, did this give you what you needed? Because that's what I can only grow and help you in doing this, because we're going to continue every month. Yeah, but every month, do it, in-house. Calvin was here last month, in-house, and then do it also at Zoom, because we have people all over the country. I'm about to open up London. I'm excited about that. And so with that said, meaning they're a LifeWave, as I said, is a 21-year-old company in 84 countries. So this is not any neophyte company. This is the real deal, guys. Real deal. So any other thoughts, comments? But I would love comments. What do you think, guys?
Well, I've heard some some things that have kind of swayed me towards that direction. One being that it's not an overnight process, and like with anything else, you'd have to use it, wear it. So I'm willing to try it and see what happens. I'm kind of on a timeline here because I've got a on the one hand I'm contemplating surgery, but on the other hand I'm looking at the recovery process from the surgery.
Yes, Lynn.
And I've got a wedding coming up next year, June. My daughter's getting married, one of my daughters.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you'll be dancing at the wedding, my friend.
yeah, I want to be able to walk down the aisle. So yeah, I think it sounds interesting that what you have to say, and I'm willing to take a chance and see what happens.
For a bit. I mean, I would, Leonard, honestly. I shared my age, and I have two daughters, and they're in their early 50s. And I was with one of them recently, and we were walking at the Jersey Shore area, and she goes, "My God, would you slow down?" And she looked at me, she goes, "God, those patches, And so, bottom line is, again, I have had no surgery, guys. Not. And I had bone on bone, a meniscus tear, and I've climbed mountains. So Leonard, this is a year and not, it's enough time, I should say, that you will absolutely see a difference, and then you can make your own decision from there.
So Leonard and also Jackie Hawkins is another person that I invited. She's in a similar situation where she's had some knee issues, and she's got a big trip planned next year with her daughter. And so I asked her to try this. And so she's trying it too as well, Leonard. Just,
Okay. All right,
just
good.
put your information. And so I can get you all the information you need to get you going.
Okay.
And the like I said before you came in, Calvin, that I will, and you can text me, Calvin. You have my number. But Leonard's information, I said to put it in the chat. But with that said, to send him some of the videos and information as well,
Okay.
And Lori will do that with Dolores. Okay, so we can get further things that you can, really read and see and just, pray about. But again, try it. You will not be sorry. You will not.
I'll be sending his testimonial.
That's right. Sarah, just say that
So
she was
what's tonight?
waiting on your testimony is what she said.
Yeah. What's tonight recorded?
Yes, you'll record it. Yes. It'll
Okay.
be available.
Yes, this is being recorded. Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Very good.
That's why we have Angeline.
Yeah, that's right.
That is why we have Angeline, to make sure. Angeline, are you there, dear?
Yes, it's just loud here.
Okay, so we are recording this.
We are recording it.
Okay, I mean, I didn't want to say something that was not so, but I mean, I knew we were doing that. So yes, it is, and we can send it to all of you guys. Absolutely. And Dolores, what are your thoughts?
I'm ready to start. I am willing, and I just, I have multiple symptoms, as I said. So, you know, it's better to try something than to go to the, at least, invasive
Yes, exactly.
way before, surgery and things like that. So,
Yep, super, yay. And we are here for you. We are here all the time. I don't mean just here, like at Novitas. I'm talking about online, and Calvin can attest to that. I sent the links to the team's videos and so forth, but, communicate, and certainly Lori is a great team leader for her group. So we're here for you. Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you guys, and we will see you next month. It's the second to last Tuesday of every month, and we'll send the link, but it is the same link and password as tonight. So we'll see you then, but we'll see you beforehand. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.